making your first 7 figures online. And I want to share a little bit of the strategies that I think that you can utilize to make your first 100K. In the next 5 years, what opportunities do you think that we have as creators?
Yeah.
And how will Kajabi kind of feed into that?
What I think the future of the creator economy is the power of the individual brand.
Today, we're talking about something that is ambitious, but absolutely achievable, making your first 7 figures online. And I want to share a little bit of the strategies that I think that you can utilize to make your first 100K, because what we know is that it's all about momentum. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. These are simple strategies that you can use to monetize your message. So let's dive in. Stay to the end of this video and I will show you an interview that I had with the CEO of Kajabi, where he talked a little bit about the creator economy and how we'll hit $1 trillion in 2027. Before we get into the strategies of making your first 7 figures online, I just want to give a quick reality check. This isn't an easy strategy. It takes consistency, persistence, and building an audience, which can take time. So most of the time when folks are telling you that they've made over 7 figures online, it's usually within multiple years. The average creator in the creator economy makes anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 a year. So this isn't something that's going to happen overnight, but if you're consistent, you can definitely guarantee that eventually you will hit 7 figures and be with all the other 7-figure creators. So step 1 to making 7 figures online is really thinking about how do you find a way to intersect your passion with profit. You need an offer that is going to satisfy the marketplace and that people are going to want to purchase, but then it also needs to be something that you're connected to so that you're as authentic as possible. So what are some typical questions that people ask you about? I know that many of you who are watching this video may have been recently laid off, or you're just looking to maybe make some money as a side income. And I'm sure there are questions that your friends and family ask you all the time, and you're a simple problem solver because you've been doing it for years. So think about things that are connected to your work experience, to your everyday life, and how is that a problem that you can solve for the marketplace? The great thing about Kajabi and being a Kajabi hero is that we see creators that have created so many different offers. When I went to Kajabi Live in 2024, I met folks who had companies that were helping folks set up their own garden at their home, and some folks who are helping people retire early. So no matter what it is, just know that your offer doesn't have to necessarily be connected to helping people make money. It could be connected to helping people solve a simple problem in their life that you might be an expert at. Step 2 to making 7 figures online is all about validating your offer. Before you go and create a whole bunch of sales pages and a whole bunch of lead magnets and courses and assets, you should validate that people actually want what you're selling. And a great way to do that is to simply set up a lead magnet where you can capture emails for the first couple of months to see if people are interested. When I first started my business, I put out a Google quiz, right? I put together some Google form questions and I asked folks, what would they be interested in learning about public speaking? And I waited until at least 50 people completed that form before I launched my business so that I had people that I could reach out to. After that, I committed to doing a beta group and supporting, I believe it was 15 amazing individuals. We call them our beta bays here at Speaking for Profit University. And I supported them just to make sure that this was an offer that folks would actually need and that it would be impactful and help them create change in their life. So you can start small and then eventually scale. What you don't want to do is create a whole bunch of things that you want and not think about what your audience wants. Step 3 to making 7 figures online is all about building an audience strategically. So I don't want you to go into overwhelm. I want you to pick 1 to 2 platforms that you are going to build an audience on. And that could be LinkedIn, Instagram, here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever works for you online. But I think as a third option, if you're going to add on another platform, that would be in-person events. If you can get out to some conferences or to some networking events, that would be another great place where you can continue to build your audience as well. And when we're talking about building your audience, that means creating a lead magnet that's going to solve a problem for your audience and your future customers, and getting people's emails or phone numbers added to a list so that you can continue to nurture them and ultimately become one of your clients. Remember that you should lean into content that you enjoy creating. One of my favorite folks who creates content online is Justin Welsh, and he's a writer. He doesn't even do video. He primarily has a newsletter that he drops every Saturday for solo entrepreneurs. And that is the primary way that he produces content. He produces content on LinkedIn and on Threads and on Twitter, but you won't see him on video platforms because that is not his strong suit when it comes to content. So think about the thing that if I woke you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, it will be easy for you to do, whether that's audio, video, or even writing. Don't feel like you have to be on camera in order to produce content for your audience. I'm going to take a moment to interrupt this video to tell you about something that I am so excited about. I had the opportunity to join Alex Hermosi and Sam Ovens in one of their most phenomenal projects, which is School. On School, I have a community that will teach you how to create, monetize, and deliver your signature talk. A signature talk, I want you to think about it this way. It's like the Beyonce method. Beyonce comes out with one album that we all love, and she commits to doing it around the world, and she goes on tours. She does a great job. I want that for you. I want you to be able to create a signature talk that you can deliver thousands of times and get paid to do it. So if you're a public speaker, a consultant, and you know you have a message that can change the world, this is a gift for you. The Profitable Speaker Circle. This is a space with the most diverse speakers from around the world, learning together, supporting one another, and getting on stages and in boardrooms around the world. So click the link in the description. It will take you right over to our school community, and you can get started with that course. Within that community, we also have two other aspects. One, you'll be able to become an affiliate. So if you have other folks out in the world who you know who are public speakers who need to work on their signature talks, get on more stages, you can invite them as well, and we're going to give you a kickback. The other thing is, beyond just the training on your signature talk, we have a 5-day challenge, and we have a monthly live space where you can share your speech. So join the Profitable Speaker Circle, click the link below, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. All right, peace. Step 4 to making 7 figures online is all about strategically creating products that can get you there. So multiple streams of income. So we don't want to just create a service-based business. You might want to do consulting and go into companies to solve this problem. Maybe you want to do speaking engagements, but I want you to think further as far as digital products, whether that's a course, a coaching program, a membership. Just think of multiple ways that you can solve the problem for your customers. And don't think about selling the information. Think about selling the access to you. The closer the access to you, the more that the client or customer should pay. And then step 5 to building a 7-figure online business is really going to be about creating systems that you can scale. So that's what I love about digital products and asynchronous courses. These are things that can be offered to your audience without you necessarily working. If you have an offer that's directly coaching or one-on-one coaching or even speaking, that means that you physically have to show up. So you want to make sure that you're not just creating services, that you're also creating products that can be used at the masses if you're wanting to scale your business. The key to really being able to scale your business also is going to rely on artificial intelligence and automation. And that's the other reason why I love Kajabi. Many of the email sequences, automated text messages, messages that go out to folks when they complete a module or a lesson in your course can be automated in the process so that you can sit back and relax and really focus on one of the bigger things in your business, which is growing your audience and making sure that every day someone new knows about your product or your service. Making 7 figures online isn't just about luck or a get-rich scheme. It's all about strategy. It's about persistence, and it's about consistency. So tell me, what business are you going to be starting? Are you going to be starting a business where you are going to share your expertise through public speaking, through consultation, through digital products, or a mixture of both? Go on and make sure that you put that in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Now I want to share the interview that I got to do with Ahad Khan, Kajabi CEO, where he talked a little bit about the creator economy in 2027 and how he believes that it will be $1 trillion in the next few years. So check out this interview. Make sure you like and subscribe. And thank you for using your most valuable resource with me, which is your time. Peace. So my question for you is, earlier today, you were talking about how by 2027, right, it'll be a $500 billion economy.
Yeah, totally.
In the next 5 years, what opportunities do you think that we have as creators?
Yeah.
And how will Kajabi kind of feed into that?
It's a great question. I think the future of the creator economy is the power of the individual brand. And I think what that means is that, like, the way people make decisions right now, you think about, I always like the analogy that I was using on stage around, hey, I used to go to Amazon to buy stuff, but now I go direct to a brand that I really like, right? Okay. So I think about creators the same way, which is like, hey, I used to go to YouTube to learn stuff or understand things, but now I'm going to go to your site directly because I want to learn X, Y, and Z from you, because I am an audience member of who you are and what your brand represents. And I think as creators start evolving and becoming more sophisticated, they got to think of themselves more as business owners and entrepreneurs and build businesses that they control. So for us, the next 5 years are really, really bright because we've been doing that for a long time. But I think that's where the creator economy is going.
Definitely. Yeah. So we probably won't see you in a toga anytime soon.
I mean, you maybe, but not at work. Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you more of a personal question about you, because I noticed that Kajabi has been really focused on heroes, but now we get to see this reveal of you. And what exactly is a CEO? Like, what exactly do you do?
It's interesting. It's a good question. I think at the end of the day, you're a service provider, right? And I think about that in a bunch of different ways, right? One is you're providing service to heroes. So you're making sure that the product does its duty. You're providing service to your teammates or the people on your team, your employees, your colleagues, to make sure that you're building a business that works for them too. Because technology companies are really people, right? The people are behind the computers doing all the work. And at the end of the day, you have to provide a service to them where they're excited to come to work and do things. Then you're a service provider to your investors, to your board, and all that kind of thing. So I think of the CEO at the end of the day, people think of it's like, oh, you're like on top of a hill or stuff. You're kind of not, actually. It's inverted, and you're servicing a lot of different people a lot of the times. But it's been awesome for me so far. So I've really, really enjoyed it. Yeah.